Hey guys, this is Eric and Jeannie from the Cactus House. Thank you for listening to our latest podcast. This is a little different. So this podcast is actually on a walk that Jeannie and I did. And who are you?
Hey,
Hey.
I'm Instagrammy.
Who?
Instagrammy?
Oh, the Instagram.
Yes, the Instagrammy.
You are quite famous in the Homewood area.
I sure am.
You're a little Homewood strong there.
You're almost strong.
I've heard great things about you. Well, I don't really know how you got in here, but
Jeannie let me in.
that would explain.
She
Well,
said that y'all like a crowded table.
we do like a crowded table. Matter of fact, tomorrow night, people will be around this table. I'm letting our people know that there's a new podcast coming out.
There are people in there?
Somewhere in there, yeah. But so I'm doing a little video to say that we have a new podcast episode coming out Friday, where it's a little different. Where Jeannie and I were actually on a walk.
Oh, I love walking. I love walking.
Like
I love walking so much that, I've been known to take over 100,000 steps a day.
that's impressive, Instagram. 100, like, do you mean 10,000?
Nope. 100,000. Yes,
That's-
100,000.
That's impressive, Instagram. Well, I can assure you that we didn't take that many steps for this podcast, but we were able.
I think I saw y'all out on the walk. Y'all had these fancy dancy little microphones.
That's what they were, so we could get in a little talk, so that people, can actually just get a snippet of what we talk about on our walks. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do, Instagram, is let people know that after this video is our little take on the fall weather and what does it mean. And so I'm just letting the people in there know about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love fall weather. I love sitting by a fire. I love knitting.
I have actually
Or
heard
some people
you
crochet, but I like to knit.
because you like to
Then
cover
put
those
that
legs.
blanket over my legs. I love a good blanket
Yeah.
over my legs.
I've-
It's like just.
It just warms your heart, doesn't
It
it?
just warms my
It
heart.
warms that heart.
Warms it up.
Well then. No further ado. Take these next few moments and listen to what Jeannie and I had to say about the fall weather, and we hope that it brings you a little hope and brightens your day if you're in a bad place.
You're in for a treat.
Well-
Let me just tell you, you're in for a treat. I just heard a snippet when they were crossing by. That was so good.
Well, thank you, Instagranny, and feel free to stop by anytime you want. Seems like you did. So,
I did just let myself in. Actually, Jeannie let me in, but then I just kind of walked in. I didn't say hello or anything. I just walked in.
well, we thank you. We thank you. So, well, no further ado, enjoy. So, as we are walking, I'm seeing signs of the fall. I see pumpkins. I see goblin-ish looking things.
Look at that scarred crow.
But, ooh, that's a scarecrow right there. So it looks like we are coming into the fall. The weather's been a little, what would you say, chillier
Yeah,
in the
a little
mornings?
bit cooler.
A little cooler in the mornings.
Perfect weather to put the top down on the Jeep. And man, I have really enjoyed driving the Jeep this
Yeah.
week with top down.
Yeah, because
It's cold in the morning. Have to wear my
well,
my down jacket.
let's also clarify that I was too much of a wussy to drive it in the mornings.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh,
about
I'll
that.
say it. I'll call myself out. I'll call myself out on that one. But it has been good. It has been good. So, if we had to say a couple of things, like what is fall weather
fall season, what does it mean to us? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? How is there hope even in this time of year in the fall season?
Well, I think like when you look at the trees, and they start to like change, it kind of can send a message that the tree is still a tree, but it's okay to change.
Oh,
In order to have growth or a new season, sometimes we have to drop some leaves. We have to change some things. And change is beautiful because you watch the leaves go from, green to like beautiful shades of red and beautiful shades of yellow and orange
but
and
isn't
everything.
it
And I think it's just a reminder that change is beautiful.
but isn't it true? Like, I mean, I don't know if this is true. My dad told me this, but that whatever the leaves, like whatever the color they turn, that's their actual color. Like when we see them as
Okay.
green, like they're green, but their actual color is whatever it is when they turn in the fall. So if it's the red, orange, whatever, like that's the original color. And how cool is that though, that when they're like you said, it's beautiful, like it looks beautiful, but it is a change.
It's like the final stage of their growth. Like while they're growing, they're green. They're trying to absorb
The water,
all
the
the water,
nutrients.
all the light and everything. So when it comes time to make those changes, there's that beauty.
But I
I don't
think,
know.
but I mean, and I'm raising my hand. And you know this about me, but there's a hitch on this truck somewhere, so don't hit it, okay? We're walking and may get attacked by a hitch or two on a vehicle. But you know this about me, like I change can be hard for me. I like my rhythms, my routines, my systems. Like if we find a restaurant that we like, it's
You
like
gonna wear it out.
we're gonna wear our baby out. They're gonna get my money. Um, but it's just that. So I mean, change is hard, but wondering how does it like how do we make it easier to want to change or to be willing to change?
I think we have. I think we have to be open. Open change. I'm not saying change is easy for me. Um, Change can make me quite anxious. I'm somebody where like I can adapt and I can, you know, go with the flow and I can pivot, but I gotta have a plan first. Like I'm not just a wing it. Like I can have a plan and I can deviate from my plan, but I am pretty routine and disciplined, and change can be hard, especially when it's unexpected.
Like the
Like
curveball.
like I said, like I can deviate from it, but like kind of like already try to prepare for the possible uh detours that might have to happen.
Right.
Like just I'm a very like um what's the word? I'm a very reflective person, and with most everything that I do, I I reflect. Like everything I do, I'm like when I finish like a task or whatever, I'm like, that's pretty good. But I bet next time we could do this and it could make
Better.
it better.
Yeah.
Like I I always know that there is room for growth in everything that I do and that I'm not perfect. And so I start thinking about what will make it better next time.
Yeah.
How could I have that conversation
A little
better
differently or
next time?
yeah.
Um, but I don't know. But change is hard.
But if it But if we are receptive, open, willing to change, it can, to your point, it can be a really beautiful thing to where people will see that in us. Like people will see the change. People will say, "Oh, like you're different. Like what's up with that?" But it's that willingness and openness to change, um,
Yeah.
which is one of the things we like about the fall. Of course, you know what I don't like about the fall.
The leaves that fall on the ground.
Yes, that I
It's like the moment they fall on the ground, your OCD like kicks in and you have to go like pick it up immediately.
because I want it
When
clean.
in actuality, like the leaves can be nutrients to the ground.
That's right.
But
They get it done in a day. Okay, 24 hours, they get their job done. Okay, and then they're saying, "Pick me up."
so no, you hate the leaves on the ground.
Well, only in my yard. Everybody else's, I'm like, "Oh, that's really pretty," but not in my yard. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. I think maybe you kind of like hinted at this, but I think one of the things that I like about the fall, the season, is you mentioned kind of how those leaves fall. And I think it's a time of reflection. What do I need to have fall out of my life that's not healthy, that's not good, that's not positive? Like, what do I need to say? I need to let that go
Mm.
and know that I will be healthier and better because of that.
Mm.
And I think that's, as we are in this fourth quarter of 2024, I mean, we're bearing down on the end of this year. You and I are already talking about 2025. Like what will be our Misogi? What will be that thing that
Right.
defines 2020, 25? I think I just said 2020, 2020 like 3 times. So,
Just make sure that everybody knows that we are in the 20 years.
yeah, we're in the 2000s. Let me also back up. I might have said a word people don't know what that is, and that's the word Misogi. So we were introduced to this a handful of years ago, and through Jesse Itzler. So if you don't know who Jesse Itzler is, I would encourage you just to go look him up, follow him. Great advice, great wisdom. But the Misogi is a, a a phrase or a word that means something big, something extravagant. It means like something defining, so defining moment. And we try to say every year, map out, okay, what's our defining moment for that year? So, this year, 2024 was
The ultra.
the ultra marathon. Last year was our 15th anniversary back to Maui.
Where we did a intentional 8 hour
8 or 9, yeah.
8 or 9 hour like walk, and we walked that whole
Oh, we walked that out.
island of Maui.
And so I just that is a Misogi. So, but we're looking at 2025, going, okay, what do we want to do? What do we want to accomplish? But also, you and I have been talking about what do we need to drop? What do we need to let go of? What have we been saying yes to that we really should have been saying no to?
Well, I think what makes it really hard, and the reason we've spent a lot of time talking about this, is because both of us are very loyal people. Like, we're loyal to our job, we're loyal to our friends, like we're loyal people. And there are certain things that we need to drop, but out of our loyalty, like heart or whatever, or like we're like, no, but it could get better. Like maybe we can be the change.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, but really we can't. Like, our loyalty is blinding us from things we need to let go of. Yes.
Right. And that can be hard, but at the same time, um, that's what this season's about. It's going back to change. That's hard for us to make a change because of our loyalty, or what will people think, what will people say. But we have to kind of make that hard decision. What are we going to drop? So I'm sorry I interrupted you, but
No, I'm just saying I think that's why change is sometimes hard, or why we wrestle with this, like, what are we gonna put in our bucket? What are we gonna take out of our bucket? What is filling our bucket? Why is our bucket so depleted right now? Like,
right.
it's been a constant conversation for the last, I don't know, month. Like, and I think it's hard because deep down there's some of these loyalties, and we're like, no, but I see the potential. I see the potential.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is true. But I'm also, you know, I think it's part of that extreme ownership kind of mentality that we have, um, that doesn't sometimes can cause us to ponder a little bit.
Blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's definitely both sides of the same coin for that. But I will say, talking about hope, what's the hope in this time of year is maybe, you like take some time to think through, okay, what do I need to get rid of? Or add to, and you mentioned the word bucket. I want to kind of clarify that. We, a handful of years ago kind of established, okay, what are our buckets in life that we want to fill? And these can be different for everyone. But, we have, literally just a handful of buckets. It's, family, friends, it's our work, career, it's our finances, it's our spirituality, it's our faith. And we're always going back and forth. How are we filling those buckets? What are we doing to fill those? And if we're doing things that's not filling them, we need to say no to that.
And to fill them, it's like something that's moving the needle forward in that bucket. So, like, a question's like, hey, if we do this, is that going to move the needle forward?
Correct.
In that bucket?
Right. So maybe someone's listening and they haven't thought about the buckets. Like, what do we, because that helps with your purpose, in life. It helps me and you determine, okay, is that really moving the needle forward in that bucket? And it helps us determine what we say yes and no to. So maybe take some time this next quarter to develop maybe your buckets. What are those? Kind of set those, determine those, and then think through, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to just say, that's really not filling my buckets, and let go of it and not feel shame or guilt because of that.